Hello everyone, this is Olga Show and we have Tech World at Olga Show. With Olga Show we have a guest as we promised here today and up in event. But before we go there live on air, I can tell you our phone number at 408-912-5265, 408-912-5265. This is live on air show, so you can call us during our interview from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also you can find us at Olga Show Skype, Olga Show Tweets, and that would be easiest way for us to talk to you. So, hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
Very good. Thank you for having us on the show.
I know I had the pleasure already try your glasses and put them on Facebook, make wonderful pictures, receive comments, questions, and so tell me about your company and introduce yourselves too.
Sure. So my name is Kayvan Mirza and I'm the president of OptInvent. We are a company based in France as well as here in the Bay Area. And we have our solution for augmented reality glasses called the Aura. The first product that we will be making is the Aura S. It's a solution with a see-through display for augmented reality applications. And it will have, I would say, a host of other features such as a sensor, a camera, microphone, a loudspeaker. So it's really like a platform that can be used to develop many applications for hands-free mobile see-through, using a hands-free mobile see-through display.
Also, I know I receive questions from the people who has problem with their eyes. They cannot see far or close, and they ask us the question how that can be useful or helpful.
Okay. So first of all, if you have vision problems like I do, I wear glasses, I'm nearsighted, we provide a clip whereby you can correct your vision. Second of all, this is, like I said, a hands-free see-through mobile display. So maybe if you have either other issues like macular degeneration or problems really with vision where people don't see the world in the right way, we can also correct some other vision defects using these glasses. That's not really what we're targeting in a let's say as a first strategy. Our product is mostly targeting, like I was saying, industrial and consumer applications for a hands-free mobile display.
So tell us, when did you come up with this idea?
We came up with this idea back in 2008. So before anybody was talking about Google Glass, we had the vision that there is a new paradigm that's coming, and that's going to be wearable displays. So we came up with the idea to say, well, what's the best way to do that? The best way to do that is to have a display that has the right level of performance, is very bright, is very light, but I would say key aspect is it has to be affordable. So high performance at an affordable cost.
So now I can see that you have two lenses, and would it be sunglasses in form of sunglasses, or it's how does that will work?
So the product itself it consists of, you have to be able to wear it somehow, okay, and put the display near to your eye. So we designed a frame for this product that looks like a pair of sunglasses. The product itself will have two lenses. That will be photochromic lenses, so that means when you go outside, the lenses will get darker. When you come inside, they will get lighter, therefore increasing the contrast when you look at the display. But the display itself is it's what we call monocular, so it's on one side of the glasses. It just clips onto the frames like that. But we could also have a two.
So it's claims on the side, on the right side.
Correct, on the right side. We could have a dual display version, but we don't think that's really necessary at this point.
I was wondering if people are left-handed, would it be still kind of useful? I don't know. I bet nobody think about that, right?
Sure. Yet? No, actually we have. It's an excellent question. It's not a matter of being left-handed. It's a matter of what we call the director eye. So some of us have the right eye that is the director eye, and some of us have the left eye that's the director eye. Most of the population is doing that with their right eye. If you're doing that with the left eye, we have a left-handed display. So.
All right. So this is Olga's show with Tech World, and we have people all the way from France. And do you have any offices here in the United States of America?
Yes, we do. We have a sales office in the Bay Area.
All right. I think it's in Montaigne somewhere.
It's in Montessorino.
Montessorino, and it's upinvent.com. So I guess, would I call you as competitors glasses, or you started first to have digital eyewear?
Well, yeah, we started first. Unfortunately, we don't have the billions of dollars that Google does. So we're not as well known as they are, but yeah, certainly I think the Google Glass team started looking at this, I think in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. But we were looking at it back in 2008. So we didn't just wake up one day and say, wow, look, Google's working on glasses, so should we. Do we see this as a competitor of Google Glass? For certain aspects, certainly. For other aspects, I think we can do a lot more than Google Glass. For instance, we have a much wider field of view. What that means essentially is that our display is about 4 times the size of Google's display. So you can do much more with it. Second of all, we have a dual usage mode, and I think we demonstrated that when you came to see us during the Augmented World Expo. So the glasses, actually the display can be put directly in front of your field of view, so you have a floating virtual screen in your direct field of view, or it can also be flipped down to what we call the dashboard mode. So it doesn't stay in front. I mean, now it is a true see-through display, so it's not going to bother you if it's in front. However, maybe you don't want the information in front of your field of view all the time. You just want to glance at it once in a while, and we have that possibility, which Google Glass doesn't, because it's a display that's in a fixed position above your right eye, sort of in the corner, and it's a much smaller display, and we don't really think that's the right approach. It's not really comfortable to look up and to the right. It's not really natural to do that. However, the most natural position as a human being, we work in front of us, we work below our field of view. When you work on a PC, it's on a desk, you look down, and we think that's a much more natural way to interact with a display.
So now, as I had a chance to wear it and play with that and use it, I realized that you have already software applications ready for it, and I saw Facebook screen, Twitter screen. What is that all about? Can you tell me functionality of your glasses?
Okay, so we have a kind of sample, let's say, application that we have developed that shows the capability of the display. So certainly our company is not an app developing company. That's not really our focus. Our focus is to deliver a platform to app developers so that they that will enable them to develop any app that they've imagined to use to work with see-through AR glasses. All we've done is shown an example of what can be done, to say, here are the capabilities of this platform. Now, you as extremely intelligent app developers need to go out and develop those applications. And the first release of the product will be in September, and we're going to be taking pre-orders for the product in July for a limited number of app developers, so that they can play around with these glasses, develop apps on it. That will also allow us to get feedback from them and improve the next version, and eventually release a consumer version of the product in 2014. So what we've developed is not really an app per se. It's just a kind of sample or promotional content that shows the capabilities of this very flexible platform.
So how big is your company?
The company currently, we are about 10 people. So it's a small startup. However, we have partners that we work with worldwide. We have agents that are covering Asia, so Korea, China, Japan. We are obviously based in France. We have an office here in the Bay Area. We have an agent in Israel. We have an agent for the north of Europe. And we have partners all over the world in terms of our supply chain. So we're working with partners in Japan, partners in Germany, partners in France, etc., in order to partners in Taiwan, sorry, in order to make this product a reality.
Now, if I may ask, how much money already spent on the developing of those glasses?
A lot less than you would think. So actually, as we're a small team, we haven't spent, I don't know how much they've spent on Google Glass. It's probably in the hundreds of millions range. Being a small team and being the fact that we're very competent and the fact that we have very good partners, we've only spent a few million on the development of these glasses.
I know we probably will turn on some music and put some glasses on to kind of see how it's working and what's need to be done. And I know you have some details there. I see the board.
Mm-hmm.
What that board is all about? Is it some?
So this is just, again, a demonstrator unit. So this board here is just taking the HDMI out of the PC and converting it to the corresponding RGB signal that can be used to display, that's used by the display. That's just a demonstrator unit. So the unit that we're getting ready for in the coming weeks is a wireless unit, so there won't be any board or wires. Actually, all that is integrated into the glasses itself. As you see here, there's this part that's coming off the display to the side. That's where we're going to have the electronics with a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi interface. It's got its own battery, so it's a standalone device with a camera, 9-axis sensor, microphone, loudspeaker, etc. So what you see here is just a demonstrator, and that's why you have this board.
So it's very compact. Can I accept phone calls on this device too?
Absolutely, you can. So this device can tether to a smartphone it'll pair through the Bluetooth. Through the Bluetooth module that we have in here, and then for let's say you can download the camera stream from the glasses via Wi-Fi and upload a video stream as well via Wi-Fi. You can obviously answer calls. It has a microphone. It has a loudspeaker that's next to the ear.
Now, in terms of, like, let's say, take directions, I know that's what I saw in other glasses. Let's say if I want to travel somewhere, can it show me the map?
Sure. It has, again, the GPS chip will not be in the device itself, but it will manage the GPS on the smartphone like a virtual GPS. So, it's an Android-based device, in fact. So it's very, very easy to manage the GPS that's on the smartphone, and the smartphone will have its own GPS program that we can display up here.
And would it take also pictures?
It can absolutely take pictures. We have a front-facing camera.
Now, what's the memory?
The onboard
capacity?
Memory capacity is 512 megs of RAM, which we think is good enough to run apps as a standalone device. Again, what we're not trying to do is directly replace the smartphone. So the smartphone has obviously a lot more memory. This is not a picture-taking device or a video device where we need to stock all kinds of pictures and video. It is a hands-free, see-through AR display. So, again, it communicates with the smartphone. So if you need to stock photos or video or whatever, we'll be using the memory on the smartphone. The memory that's on board on this device is essentially for running apps that are applications that are running directly on this device.
So if I give an order to take a picture, would I give a special order to save a picture on the phone, or temporarily it would be saved on the glass?
What it would do,
part? Again,
depending on the size of the picture, it would probably save it on the glasses and then stream it to the phone. So there's a button here that you can use as a dedicated camera button. You'll snap your picture, and then it'll probably automatically just stream that to the phone and then save it on the phone. So this thing will work really in conjunction with your smartphone to do all these things.
So you came to AUV conference to Santa Clara, part of Silicon Valley here in California. What was your idea to?
The idea is basically to promote what we're doing. So obviously we need to get the message out that we have something that's very competitive. We think it's one of the best platforms out there that will be able to run AR apps, that will be able to do a lot of things, and the idea is to get that message out.
Are you doing it first time?
No, this is actually our third visit here or our third participation in the trade show. The first one was I was just speaking on the panel. I think this must have been 2009 or 2010. Then we came back 2 years later in 2012. We had actually a stand. We had some of our first prototypes, and now we're back with what's pretty much a pre-production unit and a much better, sleeker design. So we've been making constant progress along the way. It's a very complicated product. It takes a very long time. There's a pretty high barrier to entry, and one of the interesting things I saw at the show, there was eyewear companies coming out of the woodwork that we had never heard of before that were claiming that they had viable solutions. And I'm not going to speak badly about my competitors. Olga, maybe you saw some of the demos at the show and you can tell us what you think, but certainly we didn't really see anything that was I would say a major improvement over what we've seen in the past. And we still think we have I would say the most compelling platform and the most compelling technology for such a product.
Well, I definitely saw that you were able to show me more than others tried to show, and that was easy to use as well. And I thought that being in California, it's very nice to have sunglasses on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if you can have on the side something to help me recognize or walk around or take pictures or take phone calls, just something easy to use and handy, because I know I would have sunglasses and I will have a phone with me,
right,
and probably key from the house or car. So that's
I think you said it actually, and I think it's not only applicable to California, but in a general sense, people are used to wearing sunglasses or glasses. The idea that we had was, okay, we have a technical function, right, which is this see-through display with a camera, etc., etc. But what we need to do is, instead of making something that looks like you're from outer space, we made something that looks like a regular pair of sunglasses, as much as possible, and just come and kind of tack on this technical function. And I think that people will accept that much more readily than something like a Google Glass, which is like a thin strip of titanium that looks for us a little bit strange, or the Vuzix M100. I don't know if you saw that at the show, which is kind of like a Bluetooth headset on steroids. And I don't think people are going to accept that very easily, and people are going to be seen with these devices. So you need that, you need people to identify it with something that's known, that's accepted, which is sunglasses. Everybody knows what sunglasses are. And so people are going to think, well, okay, this is a pair of sunglasses with a feature added to it. And that's the whole, that's our, let's say, vector of communication around the device, is to say it's a normal pair of sunglasses, and it looks like a normal pair of sunglasses that you can wear, that are comfortable, convenient. I mentioned that we have this photochromic function, so it will darken when you go outside, it will lighten when you go inside, so you don't need to take them off. But we're adding to that a very compelling feature, which is a hands-free mobile display, so that you don't need to take your cell phone out of your pocket all the time and look at, I have a tweet, what time is it, I have a message. It'll be much more natural just to see that being displayed without even thinking about it.
Well, I can see definitely a couple of things. First, how would you charge this device? I can see the outlet.
There is a micro USB outlet in the back, via which we would, by which we would charge the device. It has a battery in the back, like a cell phone. So yeah, obviously you would need to charge it once in a while. But what we're thinking is that with normal use, you could, when I say normal use, it means not everything is on all the time, full blast. We could get a day's use out of this device, just like a smartphone.
All right, and probably with time, it's probably will have more memories as well, and also, functionality could be improved in many ways as well. The other question I have, so if I'm an employer and I see people sitting in my room during the meeting and everybody wearing glasses, I wonder if they listen to me or if they check in their Twitter and Facebook account. Any ideas about that?
Well, I think that already happens, doesn't it? So
Right.
people do that on their smartphones. People do that on their PCs. If you don't want to pay attention to a meeting, you just, you turn it off. You turn it off. You don't listen anymore, and you start daydreaming. So I don't think this device, will make that any easier. The only aspect is that it's a personal display, so you can't really see what the person is doing. However, if the person turns their computer and is sitting in a corner, you can't see what they're doing either. So, I don't see that as really being an issue for deployment of this device.
I guess it's information technology department have to worry about it, and companies have to worry about it, and then we just pay attention what people do.
Exactly. I think it has to do with responsible use of technology, and certainly there's been a lot of press about privacy issues because this thing has a camera. Will people use it for face recognition, etc.? There was even a congressional letter that was sent to Google with some questions about that. Again, I think it's a brand new product segment. People are going to ask questions. People are going to be concerned about something, but that's not the reason to stop technology from advancing. I'm old enough to remember when the Walkman came out. And people were saying, "Oh no, people are going to get run over by cars because they're going to have these headphones in their ears, and they're not going to hear, cars coming. They're going to shut themselves out from the world." That didn't stop the Walkman, and that didn't stop the march of technology. And now we have MP3 players, and people wear headphones all the time. It's a similar situation. I think this is not the only device that has a camera. Our cell phones have a camera, and when I look at my cell phone, maybe I'm taking a picture of the person that's across the room, but they don't know that. But that's no reason to stop or to let's say to get concerned about the camera being on a cell phone. I think it's similar with this device. I think it's a transition period. People are gonna start asking a lot of questions and be concerned about a lot of issues. But again, I think it's a device that will open up a lot of new possibilities. It's a paradigm shift. It's a new paradigm that we have to prepare for.
Then I have a couple of other questions. One is night vision. I mean, it would be nice for me to walk around and have some night vision. Did we get that far yet with technology? Did you do research on that?
Well, actually, that's an application that could run on this device. So what would you need for night vision? You'd need some kind of an infrared camera, and you would just need to display that on the glasses. We're actually working with some, again, we're under NDA, but I can't mention the names. We're working with several companies in the, let's say, professional or military space who are looking to do some of those things. One of the applications is, for instance, night vision, obviously, where you have an infrared camera that could display information during dark, when it's dark. Another application could be for firefighters. We're working with one such company that is using the infrared camera. So for instance, if a firefighter is going into an area where there's smoke, they can't see through that smoke. They need to see, where are the survivors, where's the fire, etc. So we'll give them that kind of vision that will allow them to see through the smoke using an infrared camera. Those are just applications or use modes for such a device. We don't develop everything. We don't develop the software to do that, but certainly we develop the platforms, the hardware platforms, to be able to run those kind of applications.
And then, because I didn't really follow with all other law issues, so when people will drive and use those glasses, I'm pretty sure it could be different in America and in Europe. Anything going on about that discussion?
Well, obviously cell phone use is forbidden, at least in Europe, while you're driving. But people still use the GPS, and they put it on their dashboard, and they glance at it every once in a while to know where they're going. This kind of device will be capable of doing the same thing. So you could imagine that the GPS is being displayed in here, probably not in the direct field of view mode, but in the dashboard mode, so kind of below your direct field of view, and that could actually be even less distracting than having a GPS sitting on the side of your dashboard, with a tiny screen. This is a very large screen. It's the equivalent of an 80-inch screen at 5 meters, so you could essentially display a lot more information in there. You wouldn't need to be squinting your eyes to look at your small 4 or 5-inch screen on your dashboard when you're using your GPS. That having been said, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what's involved with the different laws and regulations that would govern such a device in a car environment. I think a lot of those questions still need to be answered. It's too early really to tell whether there will be laws restricting use of such a device in a car or not. Certainly the Google Glass, I think there's an issue. I think if you're driving your car and you're starting to glance up to the right, you could cause accidents. But with our device, again, with the way the display sits, I think it's
you can move up or down.
Yeah, it's much more convenient and easy to do that, and it's I would say less distracting.
Now, when you will be reading the books, would it be helpful in some ways? We have less than a minute, and then we will go to commercial break, and we will come back to Tech World with Olga Show and Invent with us, CEO of the company, Keivan Mirza, all the way from France.
So reading, that's interesting. That's probably not an application that we see as a very compelling one. Again, this is a mobile, and I think I have to stress it's a mobile see-through display. I don't think, when you're reading, it's not really in a mobile environment. You're sitting down somewhere. So we see this as being very useful in a mobile environment when you're really walking around.
All right, so we're coming back in about 30 seconds, and then we will have commercial break. We will come back to speak with Keivan Mirza about digital eyewear, and that's new model you have with you, which called Aura S.
Yes, the Aura S.
And it's about a year old, but you started to work on this since 2008.
Right. The core technology we worked on since 2008, and the product is very new.
All right, we will come back. You can call us at 408-912-5265 or send us a question at olga-show.com, olgashow.org.
Спасибо, что вы слушаете программу «Русское универсальное медиа» на канале U92.3 FM. Ваше новое русское радио хочет услышать от вас для вас. Пишите нам на u923fm@gmail.com.
If you're looking to expand your business network, meet new people, and exchange ideas, join DC 1170 AM and U92.3 FM for our next Universal Media Access Business Networking Mixer on Thursday, June 27, hosted by Casino Matrix, located at 1887 Matrix Boulevard in San Jose, just off 101. Come and check out the beautiful Casino Matrix. Enjoy free appetizers. Meet the hosts of DC 1170 AM and U92.3 FM, and try your luck at winning some great prizes. The event is free. All you have to do is register at thec1170am.com or u923fm.com. Register today. Space is limited. Mark your calendars. Thursday, June 27th, Casino Matrix.
Stop cleaning the office yourself and replace that ineffective janitorial service by calling AM Janitorial Services. Licensed and insured, they have been serving the Bay Area since 2003 and can handle any office space up to 500,000 square feet. Whether you need office cleaning once a week or 7 days a week, you can always count on them to be honest, professional, and courteous. Put them to work for you by calling 408-201-2101. That's 408-201-2101. And don't forget to ask about their free estimates.
Hey Jay, have you been studying for the SAT vocab? Man, all these flashcards are stressing me out.
Flashcards? That's old school, dude. You should try myvocabapp.com.
Myvocabapp.com?
Yeah, it's an easy way to memorize thousands of SAT vocab words. You can track your progress, take unlimited quizzes, and use it on the go.
Wow, that's awesome. Myvocabapp.com.
Supercharge your SAT vocabulary. Myvocabapp.com. Mention promo code BANDHU for a special offer.
Hello, I'm Glenn Brooks. I've always wondered, how would I live? How would we live if we knew it was impossible to fail? We could live more creatively. If we could tap into the food and nutrition and mindset that allows us to live at a whole new level. A lot of us just survive. We wonder why. Few of us ask, how can we live it with a big life so we could have relationships and energy and passion in our lives? That's what Vibrant Living is about. Join me and Michael Russ, my co-host and author, every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on KSJO 92.3 FM.
Hello everyone, this is Tech World with Olga show. We have CEO of Digital Eyewear, Kevin Mirza, with us all the way from France, and I'm wearing Digital Eyewear Aura S glasses with me. It's in form of sunglasses. I don't wear any eyeglasses, thanks God. I take care of my eyes. I see a screen on the right side, and it shows temperature 23 Celsius degrees, which I understand that I came from Europe. So I also see some longitude and all the coordinates where I am. I do see some directions. I guess what's happening right now, we have with us a person who help us, engineer, right? Would you please introduce yourself, one of the helpers?
Yes, I'm Khaled Sahayedin. I'm the CTO of OptinVent.
All right, and so I saw a speedometer, and I saw the speed I was supposedly driving, and then I see that I even was flying, how high I was flying. So I guess yes. I can show that I'm flying, and then I saw that I have new email notification, and of course I can say check or not to check, and then.
So if any of the audience members wants to see what that physically looks like, they can go on our website, www.optinvent.com, and there's like about 4 videos that we've taken looking through the glasses. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes to imagine what a virtual display looks like, but certainly we've taken some videos of that on our website.
I do see that you also have Twitter sign and Facebook sign, so I guess I can see what's going on. Also, I see the current time. I see that I receiving phone call from somebody else, and I guess I can have a chance to
you can ignore it. It's from me.
All right. So, and yeah, it's kind of interesting because you have to walk and see everything, and it's kind of on the right side as well, and I can see everything around. Yes, and that feature where you can put that screen down, so I can have clear view, so I don't have to be bothered if I want to be left alone. I don't have to do anything, and I can completely take that device out from my eyewear.
Well, it's interesting you said clear view, so I like that because that's the name of the technology behind the glasses. So we developed this technology back in 2008 called Clearview, and we have several international patents filed, 3 of which have been granted. It's 7 patents altogether.
Yeah.
And the core technology behind the glasses are called, the product is called Aura S, but the core technology behind it is called Clearview, which means you can see through it, obviously.
Very good. And then I guess the temperature I like. As being living in America for some time, I can see that you can always probably look into applications like temperature in Fahrenheit, and you have 16, 18 the time or what. I guess you can put it on the PM, AM, and that would be total Americanized.
Yeah, you can do all that stuff. Again, what we try to do is just demonstrate the possibilities with this type of a device, with a see-through mobile display, or you know, as you said, digital eyewear. However, we're not going to develop all the possible apps. You know, that's up to the app developer community to do that, which, you know, we are certainly going to be reaching out to when we have a device that we will be selling to them. We will be delivering to them starting in July. We will be taking pre-orders, as I said, for this device, and so they can think of all those intelligent ways to use such a device, converting temperature and you know, doing translations and seeing your speed and seeing your altitude and getting tweets and getting emails, etc., etc., etc.
And then I noticed that for developers, you said in July, how much you will charge to get the pre-order of the glasses?
So
and the device itself to put to the site.
The developer version will be basically around 900 euros. So we're slightly cheaper than the Google Glass. You know, obviously there will be limited numbers of those available, and that includes the device itself with you know, a full-blown Android Jelly Bean on there, with 512 megs of RAM, with a front-facing camera, an ambient light sensor, microphone, loudspeaker, and of course a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi interface and its own battery to make it standalone. For the developers, we will have the possibility to be able to load the software through the HDMI. This is what the final product will look like. So we'll be able to load the software through the micro USB connector that will be able to communicate directly with the microprocessor. So you can load apps onto it. You can run those apps, see how that works, debug them, etc. But it will have a wireless interface to the smartphone, or to a Wi-Fi hotspot per se, if you wanted to surf the internet, or if you wanted to run other types of apps that are running on the smartphone and just display them on the device. So again, we're trying to make it as flexible as possible, and as let's say as easy to use as possible, with a lot of features, so that the app developer community can play with this device, give us feedback, so that we can improve the device, and make progress, so that we can release a device for the consumers and also for the professional market.
Are you looking for developers only in America or in any other countries?
We are, we're a worldwide company. I mean, we have offices here, we have offices in France, we have agents pretty much all over the world, in Asia, in Israel. We don't have anybody covering Russia yet, but certainly we can deliver this device anywhere in the world. So I would encourage any app developers or any companies that are interested in using this device for their own needs. I think there's a lot of different industrial applications for this device. Please do contact us through our website. There's what we call an SDK subscriber form if you're a developer, and if you want to get this device, we'll certainly put you on our mailing list and let you know when the pre-order date starts.
Great. Do you think that those glasses will be cheaper for regular use? I mean, $900, that's kind of expensive glasses to wear, and then...
Yeah, you have to remember that $900 is the developer version, so that will come with its own SDK and some level of support. That's not the price that we are targeting for the consumer version, which should be significantly less than that. Again, in volume. The developer version is available for in a very limited number, so we're not making a whole bunch of these. So it's a volume game. With our particular device, actually, with the ClearView technology that's in our device, we can reduce the cost significantly. It's one of the only display technologies that we know of today that's made of molded plastic components that can scale, and that can we can really bring the cost down when we do high volumes. A lot of other technologies, and I'm not going to go through them in detail here, but they are based on very exotic components or very expensive types of technologies, very expensive manufacturing processes. I invite anybody who's interested to go on our website, and we have a section on tech benchmark, it's called. And there we've analyzed the various technologies that are available for making such a device and their drawbacks, and the main drawback is cost and scalability, which we don't have a problem with here. This is basically plastic piece that's coming out of a mold.
Yes, I can see that.
So it's lightweight, it scales. We've already validated the industrialization, the production of this technology. These are coming off of hard molds, so it can scale to hundreds of thousands and even millions at a very competitive cost. So to answer your question, The consumer version will be significantly lower than that €900 price. That's the price for the developer version with its corresponding Android SDK and the support that is required.
Now, I was wondering, in terms of the your education, what would be your education to do all of this new technology and desire to work on digital eyewear?
So, I mean, I have a degree in electrical engineering. That was back centuries ago, and I have an MBA. But you know, I guess I'm not really doing any of the design work on this. My electrical engineering background allows me to know, at least, you know, not in the detail, but you know, what are the challenges, what are the different technical directions that we need to go in, and what's feasible, what's not feasible, and what are the compromises that we need to find. But you know, my associate here, the CTO of OptinVent, whose name is Khaled, he has been doing this for 20 years, and he has a PhD. So
yeah.
Maybe you can...
Yes, I have a PhD in physics. I worked before on semiconductor physics too. And I have now experienced 20 years in display and electronics.
So that was all optical eyewear product, or it could be
it's more general than eyewear. It's what we call display projection system. We work in the past on several technology like projection system, and actually eyewear is a kind of virtual projection into the eye. So you need to have know-how in optics, in mechanics, in electronics too. But it's mainly related to display, consumer display.
I think I should mention the barrier to entry is relatively high, and I think it's not just about, you know, a college degree, because, you know, if you're a young grad and you have a PhD in optics, that's fine. But there's a lot of know-how that's necessary to design and to manufacture such a device, and I think it's, you know, it's a fairly high barrier to entry, and that's why you don't see that many actually players in this field. You know, we certainly know about Google. You know, Google, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't have a technology; they have a technique, whereby they have a display, and that technique is just a half mirror. Basically, it's just a mirror that's tilted at a certain angle. This is a true what we call technology, whereas, you know, there's 7 international patents that have been filed on this technology, and it's, you know, it has a very wide field of view, a very good uniformity, very high brightness, and, you know, you need to know a lot about the human eye, about displays, about optics, about a lot of things to make that happen. And I think it's a know-how that, you know, we certainly have in our team, and we certainly I would say have developed and honed and perfected over the years. And that's what makes the barrier to entry very high in such a device. It's a very, very complex device. You wear it on your head. You see through it. It has to project into your eye. You know, there's a lot going on here. Therefore, you know, to design and to make such a product, I think you need, you know, quite a bit of know-how in a lot of different fields.
Now, being CEO of the company, and of course certainly MBA will help you, what was the most successful things you can share, and what was not so successful?
You mean with this particular
yes,
device?
with this particular product, perhaps?
Well, I think it's too early to say that, certainly, because, you know, we're at the forefront of a new market segment. So I would say, you know, maybe it's too early to say whether we're successful or not. Certainly, I think we will be. I'm sure we will be. But you know, certainly one of the things that I'm most proud about, or I would say one of the main achievements, is that, you know, we took on this challenge back in 2008, and, you know, with a lot of people saying that it's impossible to do what we wanted to do, make a see-through technology, which is quite an exotic technology in itself, out of, you know, molded plastic components using traditional molding techniques. And I would say you know, that in itself was a challenge that we took on and that we succeeded in making. So certainly I'm very proud of that achievement, and I think you know, Khaled and the team have a lot of credit should take a lot of credit for that. But I think it's too early to tell whether this is going to be a successful product segment. I think it will be, but I think we're at the very beginnings. Time will only tell. We see this as being the new paradigm in mobility, in the way that people will interact with the mobile device. Rather than holding up a mobile device with our hand to do augmented reality, to pulling it out of our pocket every 5 seconds to check, whether we have a message or a tweet. This is a wearable display. It's a digital eyewear device that will allow us to be able to do that much more naturally. And so we certainly think that's a very compelling value proposition. But I guess only time will tell. And I don't have the crystal ball to say that this will be the next big thing, the next iPhone. But certainly we think it is. It's probably too early to talk about successes and failures.
We definitely see sci-fi, and we definitely see army soldiers that they were similar to it, or helmets, and they have some eyewear to that. So I don't see why regular person cannot use that during the night, so I can know what's surround me. If I don't know, some predator comes to my side, or I have tree in front of me and it's or poison oak, for instance, which I was not aware coming to this country.
So I think you're right. A lot of things that we see in sci-fi become reality, and certainly this type of device, or even other augmented reality type interactions or use cases that we've seen in various films, certainly allow us to dream of this kind of new device, and this is no longer science fiction; it's here. Now I think the question is, what will be the consumer reaction to this? So far we've seen mostly the consumer reaction to Google Glass, which, I guess I won't be shy about saying that we think it's an inferior device. I think the consumer reaction to this device will certainly be just as positive. But it's a little bit early to tell. It's still in its infancy. We certainly think that it will need a little bit of time to grow. Things happen very quickly. Certainly all the core technologies that we need are converging for that to happen. On the electronics side, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, battery technologies are making improvements, camera technologies, everything's being miniaturized. And on the optics side, we have better and better manufacturing capabilities and better simulation capabilities to test what we're doing, and so all this is converging so that we can have a realistic product with the right level of performance to be able to capture the hearts of the consumers.
I was wondering, as a kid growing up, what did you dream about, or what was the idea was?
I dreamt about a lot of different things. I would say, from very early on, I was always very excited about technology. I wanted to be an astronaut.
Yeah, me too.
When I was growing
but
up,
I'm still here. I don't know what I'm doing still here. But maybe we just take digital eyewear glasses and go to Mars
exactly.
Or any other stars. Yes.
Well, I guess I unfortunately wasn't able to make good on my career because I'm nearsighted. So, and maybe this type of device will solve that, right? But yeah, very early on, I was always very interested in technology. I always used to build things, take things apart. Obviously take them apart and not be able to put them back together again, which was always very frustrating for my parents. But yeah, from a very early stage, I was interested in technologies. I was good at math and science, and so the next logical step was, to get an engineering degree and make good on this passion for science and technology, and that's why I'm here. I think this is a very exciting product from just a pure technology standpoint. I mean, a lot of people say, it's just for geeks and early adopters. Maybe that's true. Maybe I'm just too excited about it because I'm a geek. But I think it has. I'm
not the geek, but I'm excited about
it.
Yeah, because I just like my life
good
easier.
To hear that from a non-geek. So we certainly think it's a compelling enough product, and it has a compelling enough value proposition so that it can have more widespread acceptance. But
But see, I'm also a scientist, and I can see a lot of potential use out of it, because I can go to the lab and I can get all of the information before I enter dangerous zone. I could possibly already know that could be dangerous zone then there, or I get all of my emails checked before I enter dangerous zone or whatever it could be.
So since you're a scientist, you might be probably a little bit curious as to how this device works, and what I'd like to do is maybe hand the mic over to Khaled, and maybe he can explain you a little bit more about the technical guts.
Okay. Yes, fill me in, please, and so our listeners at Tech World with Olga show. So
it's very simple. Okay, so
don't be too modest.
So this is what we call a micro display. This is actually a very small TV.
Okay.
It means we illuminate.
It's so small that, let's say, it could be going to my toenail. Toenail, sorry. It's not that high. It's my nail on my hand. Okay.
Okay. It's less than half an inch. Okay. So this panel is which make the image.
All right.
And then we have somebody take a picture.
All right.
And then we this panel do not emit light, so we have some lighting LED system to illuminate, and we have this couple free lenses to enlarge the image. It's like to make the image larger. Okay,
right.
So these two components, and then after that we have what we call this plastic light guide. This is the heart of our technology. So the light is coupled in this light guide, this plastic part. So the light coming in, we have a phenomena what we call total internal reflection. The light is still in the light guide. It's bounced several times, and then it hits over the light guide. You have a kind of an array of thin mirror. These mirror are semi-reflective mirror. They are not 100% reflective. So the light is partially reflective toward the pupil of the eye, located here. And but
it doesn't hurt the eye.
No. Okay. These are photons, like any natural vision.
Like light.
Exactly. And the outdoor scene ray, the light from the outdoor scene, cross this structure because it is semi-reflective. Okay. What's good about our technology is in the eye pupil plan, the area, you have very large area where you can move your pupil and you still see the image. Right. Which is good to allow different people with different interpupillary distance to still using the same glasses. Okay, this is an important feature related to our technology. I should mention also, since this light guide is located in front of the eye, I think it's very important to protect the eye. So this part is made of a piece of plastic, which could protect the eye, because when you have any lenses should fit FDA test in US.
Yeah, it passed an FDA standard test for shattering.
It already passed it?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
For shatterproof.
So it protects the eye, comparing to other technology where they are using glasses, which is very dangerous to be used in a consumer.
Yes, we're still wearing them anyway. So, so this is more safer.
Correct.
Yeah, it's more safer and still lightweight.
Yeah, and I think I should mention, Khaled mentioned this, or we should insist on the fact that we have this molded plastic light guide, but that's not only for the reasons I mentioned earlier, for scalability and to have competitive cost, but it's also safety concerns. So some of the competing technologies are using glass, and I think if you put glass in front of the eyes, I think there's already a psychological barrier there for consumers, and certainly glass can break. We're not using any kind of laser scanning technologies to put lasers in the eyes. It's just light, and the fact that it is a plastic piece makes it robust and shatterproof.
All right. So I also see this battery, or what is that?
This is the battery that give energy to which fits
to the device on
to
the
device,
which we put to the side of the phone.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you should mention the rest that's in there.
Yeah, the rest is the electronic board on which you have
what kind of board? Electrical?
electrical board
Yes.
on which you have the Wi-Fi, circuitry model. You have also the microprocessor, because there's microprocessor. You have to drive the micro display we talked about, the camera model, and also the microphone and the loudspeaker. The camera is.
So is it much smaller probably than what you hold in your hands, right? To put in the device.
It's exactly, this is what you have
Oh,
here.
Okay, so it's natural.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the confusion is that the camera module is a separate module.
Yes.
We don't have it
Okay.
here.
Yes, there's
That's
a
in the
cable.
device here.
There's a cable here to be fixed there.
All right. So it's
And that's it. I mean, the system.
who helped you with this device? I mean, with electrical board. Did you do it all by yourself, or
We have partners that we
partner,
work
yeah.
with.
so you work with all this? I see a lot of schematics there and chips design, and so that's very interesting. Great. And what about packaging? I know we like great packaging. When it's come to the woman, I guess it's something else. Later you can think of it, but we like fancy packaging as well. Did you get that far yet?
Yes, we actually have. So the designer that actually designed the eyeglass frame for us, and the aesthetics of the module, basically also designed a box that it fits into, like a jewelry box. And I think maybe you're right, maybe women will like it very much. And you can basically put the device in this quote-unquote jewelry box, and it will charge directly.
Oh, that's very good.
an
That's
LED.
very useful. That's when some useful.
And it will obviously protect this device. So this is it's a fairly fragile device at the end of the day, like any other glasses. And you want to protect it. So.
Well, we have about 30 seconds. I would like to say thank you that CEO Keivan Mirza came from Invent and talk about digital eyewear and their new model of Aura S, and Colette,
Thank you.
PhD, and working 30 years in optic design, helping to with those new devices. You can find us on YouTube under Olga Show, and we're going to put that very soon for everyone's view, all of the information we gathered today. Thank you.
Spasiba, Olga.
All right.
Thank you for listening to U92.3 FM, the Universal FM, a radio station just for you. Visit us on the web at u923fm.com. That's u923fm.com.
Why don't they try this?
Вы слушаете программу «Русское универсальное медиа» на канале U92.3 FM. Универсальная FM.
When my mom gonna read stories, something, then we can do it, okay?
If you're looking to expand your business network, meet new people, and exchange ideas, join Daisy 1170 AM and U92.3 FM for our next Universal Media Access Business Networking Mixer on Thursday, June 27, hosted by Casino Matrix, located at 1887 Matrix Boulevard in San Jose, just off 101. Come and check out the beautiful Casino Matrix. Enjoy free appetizers. Meet the hosts of Daisy 1170 AM and U92.3 FM, and try your luck at winning some great prizes. The event is free. All you have to do is register at Daisy1170am.com or U923fm.com. Register today. Space is limited. Mark your calendars. Thursday, June 27th, Casino Matrix.
That's pretty good. My Shirt and Signs in Santa Clara, the Bay Area source for the best in custom shirts, apparel, and sport uniforms. Whether you're looking to promote your business, build team unity, support your organization, school, or showing off your personal style and message, My Shirt and Signs has you covered. Literally. Call today at 408-727-2982. That's 408-727-2982. Or visit myshirtandsigns.com and turn your idea into reality. That's MY myshirtandsigns.com.
Universal Media Access offers full-time employment positions from time to time in a variety of broadcasting disciplines. If your organization is interested in receiving notification of these job openings, please contact Tanya Sternberg at 408-440-0851. Your organization will be contacted whenever Universal Media Access has a full-time job opening. Call 408-440-0851.
Universal Media Access is an equal opportunity employer.
You're listening to KSJO, San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland, and the entire Bay Area. A Universal Media Access station. For more information, visit u923fm.com today.
Добрый вечер, дамы и господа и уважаемые дети. Мы в прямом эфире уже на русском языке. Tech World с 6 до 7 часов на английском языке. У нас были гости с Opt-Invent и был CEO здесь Кейван Мирза. Он, может быть, нам скажет несколько слов на русском языке. Он даже выучил несколько русских слов. А также у меня есть два моих, так сказать, сотрудника, которые сегодня здесь. Новый у нас сотрудник, как бы гость на радио. Здравствуй, Саша. Расскажи, пожалуйста, о себе.
Привет, Ольга. Меня зовут Хвостович Александр, я ведущий блогер проекта «Америка для успешных», называется мой блог. Меня много, в принципе, смотрят и читают в России. В Америке это, скажем так, начальная еще такая стадия развития ресурсов. Но, в принципе, я обозреваю, что происходит вокруг, сравниваю с тем, что было дома, делаю видео и развлекаю публику, а также освещаю жизнь в Силиконовой долине.
Да, я знаю. Сколько за тобой там следят народа?
ВКонтакте группа...
Или following, да, называется?
Да, ну да. ВКонтакте группа 20 тысяч человек уже перевалила, а на Ютубе порядка 17 тысяч.
А вот, так что стараешься. Ну, говоришь ты на английском и на русском, я так понимаю. Здесь давно уже живешь?
Да, я здесь уже больше 5 лет.
Хорошо, мы расскажем о тебе немножко побольше, потому что мы хотим перейти к нашим людям, которые пришли сюда на интервью и давали интервью на английском языке. Это Opt-Invent, Digital Eyewear. Как это ты переведешь на русский? И у нас тоже Тимур здесь, наш эдитор.
Всем привет.
Он сейчас очками играется. Я уже игралась несколько дней, поэтому так хорошо поиграться можно и поносить, и попробовать, и посмотреть, и поиспользовать.
Особенно посмотреть.
Особенно посмотреть, да. Что ты там сейчас видишь, расскажи мне.
Вот сейчас очень интересно, я вижу рабочий стол, очень яркий, и
можешь тоже
могу
одеть,
сравнить, в общем-то, с Google Glass. В отличие от Google Glass, здесь немного больше экран по размеру, и он находится не в углу зрения, а прямо по центру. И вот сейчас мне включили фильм, и я
смотри,
вижу...
не отвлекайся там, да, фильм, это увлечешься.
Да, и все очень... Да-да, это мультфильм «Ранго», вижу рабочий стол.
Ага, понятно, да, включили тебе даже фильм. На самом деле, когда я тоже одевала очки, там можно узнать температуру, естественно, послушать музыку, получить notification, или, как это сказать, уведомление, что у меня пришла электронная почта, или же по Твиттеру что-то пришло, также по Facebook, ну, наверное, на русском языке это будет ВКонтакте тоже когда-нибудь появится.
Да, то есть такое мобильное такое устройство, но больше для тех, кто в дороге, и для тех, кто не хочет, допустим, вынимать каждые 5 минут из кармана свой смартфон.
Ну, когда вот я опрашивала тоже сотрудников, конечно, мне было интересно, а что я увижу ночью, вижу ли я что-нибудь ночью, а днем я люблю ходить в солнцезащитных очках, особенно здесь, в Калифорнии, важно, то это как бы лучше, чем Google Glasses для меня, может быть. Но я тоже не ношу очки, поэтому Google Glasses, может быть, мне днем в офисе нужны будут, а на улице мне понравились солнцезащитные очки, и как они это сделали с Opt-Invent.
Вот, в общем, здесь, да, очки показывают температуру, время направления, скорость, пройденное расстояние, то есть их можно использовать, допустим, на велосипеде, потому что на велосипеде, само собой, неудобно смотреть на пройденное расстояние на смартфонах, нужно ехать, и в этом плане очки, мне кажется, могут быть полезны. То есть это мобильный дисплей, это не такой автономный компьютер, как, допустим, Google Glass, это больше мобильный дисплей, который работает в связке со смартфоном, и в этом качестве, мне кажется, он может быть полезен.
Есть приставка для телефона, которая с правой стороны, ее можно отцепить и убрать, если она вам не нужна. Можно также опустить вниз этот экран, и, например, он не закрывает ваше view, который называется Clear View или Clear Vision, мы назвали это. То есть видно довольно-таки все четко. Потом также есть коробочка, куда можно положить эти очки, и в это время очки могут заряжаться. На данный момент там всего лишь 512 мегабайт, потому что если вы делаете pictures, фотографии какие-то, я извиняюсь, что я перехожу на английский и на русский, поэтому если фотографии, вы, может быть, даже сразу перенесли это на ваш телефон, который, естественно, по Bluetooth и Wi-Fi будет связан с вашими очками.
Вот, кстати, разрешение интересно, какое у экрана. What's the resolution of display?
33 pixels per degree.
What's the total resolution?
We avoid giving that actually.
All right. Да,
it's high resolution.
Это высокое разрешение, выглядит немножко получше, чем разрешение на Google Glass, поэтому картинка четкая, и опять же можно смотреть фильмы, мультфильмы, допустим, в дороге. На велосипеде, конечно, не рекомендуется такие вещи делать, но в автобусе, например, можно.
Да, конечно, у меня сразу возник вопрос, вот все придут на работу, и все будут сидеть в очках, и не знаешь, не то тебя они слушают, не то они кино смотрят, сидя в очках, или же там свою электронную почту разбирают.
Ну, это можно будет понять по слегка такому расфокусированному, упоротому взгляду.
Ну да, может быть, но опять же, конечно, я знаю, что люди приносят тоже и компьютеры, и телефоны на собрание, на работу уже, это становится проблемой здесь, в Америке, и народ даже прекращает, или в некоторых корпоративных мирах даже Wi-Fi закрывают, чтобы никто не мог подключиться, когда ты работаешь, иначе почему я должна платить деньги, когда все имеют фан, правильно?
Ну да, но все равно в наше время спрятаться от этого невозможно, и большинство сидит на работе со своих айфонов и с андроидов через мобильный интернет.
Да, теперь они еще будут смотреть через стекляшки, и не поймешь, то ли они смотрят на тебя, то ли не смотрят на, не знаю, какие-нибудь твиты, Facebook и так далее.
Да, замечательно. То есть, конечно, в этом плане доверие будет важнее всего на работе и в жизни. Я так понимаю, что все будет строиться абсолютно на доверии, на результатах, которые вы дадите людям назад, вашему там наемщику работы, да?
Вообще очень интересно, так если подумать, это, наверное, идет очередная революция, если у нас 5 лет, 6 лет назад случилась революция смартфонов, и все приобрели вот эти устройства, айфоны, андроиды, устройства Android. А вот сейчас, наверное, поголовно все будут ходить, еще пару лет будут все ходить в очках, будут снимать постоянно видео. Я не знаю, это настолько изменит мир, настолько станет удобнее, даже просто сказать маршрут. Нельзя уже заблудиться, если представить, 10 лет назад человек без карты вообще приехал в новый город, это целая проблема была. А сейчас, куда бы ты ни шел, ты всегда найдешь дорогу.
Да, вытащил очки, и дорога тебе, и музыка играет.
И фильм сразу.
И фильм посмотрела, и в общем, да. И нам тут показывали различную технологию, конечно, в деталях мы уже не будем входить. Я знаю, что компания ищет developers, как это, разработчиков, так же, как и hardware, так и software. Пожалуйста, связывайтесь с нами или непосредственно с компанией, и они будут рады поговорить. Они находятся в Париже, во Франции, и также у них есть офис по распродаже этих очков здесь, в Америке. И для разработчиков у них есть предварительная продажа очков за 900 евро здесь уже в июле 2013 года.
Интересно еще узнать, какие требования по версии Android. What's the minimal requirements on Android version?
This one is running Jelly Bean, but you know, I guess any Jelly Bean compatible Android would work.
Спасибо, thank you. Да, это очень интересно. И вы знаете, тут
так
еще
что придется тебе перевести у нас русский язык сейчас.
Да, ну на Jelly Bean работает.
Так Jelly Bean и будет, да, то есть получается we're trying to translate.
Это имя, собственно, на русский не переводится, эта версия Android называется Jelly Bean. Ну или там желатиновые бобы.
Желатиновые бобы, то есть, ну совершенно.
Большие желатиновые бобы. Тут что еще интересно, отличие от Google Glass, я заметил в том, что здесь можно смотреть в разные стороны, и при этом картинка не пропадает. Тогда как Google Glass чуть-чуть глаз отвернул, и картинка пропала. Тут используется немножко другая технология, поэтому экран намного более независим к положению глаза, то есть виден он лучше.
Наверное, можно еще упомянуть, что дисплей, в принципе, можно перенести в любую точку и на любую сторону. Может быть, с правой стороны, слева, сверху, снизу, что, в принципе, очень удобно.
Ну, да, возможно. Как это делается?
Да,
вот
вот здесь можно опустить.
Ну
или
да.
можно убрать совсем, тогда у тебя нет в твоем видео уже нет. Опустил этот экран специальный вниз, и тогда раньше такая технология была, когда, например, ты одним глазом видишь ближе или дальше, и ты можешь смотреть вверх или вниз, стояли линзы. А здесь этот линзовый экран, как говорится, может опуститься вниз или вверх.
Да, то есть это, в принципе, многообещающая технология, потому что здесь сам экран можно немножко двигать вверх или вниз двигать. То есть, если, допустим, человек едет на автомобиле, он может сдвинуть экран вниз и не отвлекаться от дорожного движения и видеть карту перед собой в то же самое время. Да, получается интересно, то есть я согласен в этом с Сашей. Очень вероятно, перед нами разворачивается новая революция.
Мне гораздо технологические революции нравятся, чем нежели другие, прям скажем. А то мужчины любят, у них там тестостероны идут, еще что-то. Гораздо это в технологию внедряйте, пожалуйста, наша жизнь легче. Это я так сказать, вставила немножко.
Вот.
Революция
интересно, там можно слушать какую-то музыку? Can we play music, something like this?
You can.
So it goes from this.
Да, там музыка играется тоже.
So there's a loudspeaker on that device on one side, so you wouldn't be able to play stereo music, but.
Да, то есть мы видим, получается, здесь прямо на устройстве есть небольшой динамик, и он проигрывает музыку, насколько я понимаю.
Да, я хочу тоже для девочки, которая только что приехала с Москвы, она у нас всего лишь 3 дня здесь, ей 14 лет, и первый раз, да, Настя, подойди, пожалуйста, у нас, пожалуйста, вот сюда. Ну и как, тебе видишь что-нибудь?
Да, я вижу экран, дисплей.
Если зрение хорошее, лучше убрать.
Там показывает погоду сейчас.
Да, то есть мы уберем немножко вот так.
То есть у очков есть особенность, если у человека плохое зрение, на них можно установить перед ними линзы, корректирующие зрение.
Да, это очень удобно.
Это для меня пригодилось, а вот для человека, у которого зрение нормальное, линзы убрали.
Да, что ты еще видишь,
видно
как тебе впервые, вот ты такую технологию видишь впервые.
По-моему, это очень удобно.
Тебе нравится? Кино посмотришь, так будешь ходить, гулять по Москве, по Красной площади.
Смотреть мультфильмы.
И смотреть кино, карту там.
Да, главное, чтобы не споткнуться там мостовую.
Главное, чтобы не врезаться в каких-нибудь там охранников и так далее.
Но водить машины нельзя, я думаю, в таких очках. Мы еще не знаем, то есть законы развиваются на данный момент.
Вот фильм не показывают.
Сейчас включили рангу.
Ну все, и она совсем отключилась.
Да, то есть можно включить фильм и оставить человека, и он будет смотреть фильм.
Дайте очки, оставьте в покое.
Да, вот, и показывают тут уже фильм. Ну что, ребята, вы сами думаете, поэтому новые технологии, будем ходить в очках, от солнца защищаться.
Как тебе мультик смотреть? Удобно сейчас?
Да,
хорошее
картинка четкая, да.
I think the young lady might also be interested to know that you can look at your Facebook, your friends' Facebook profiles on the device as well.
Ты можешь тоже увидеть электронную почту там.
Да, соцмедиа совместим, можешь смотреть Facebook, Twitter. Can you answer?
Yes, you can.
Via voice.
You can answer via voice.
И даже можно за счет голоса там сказать, запостить какую-нибудь интересную историю.
Теперь, когда мы смотрим, конечно, на экран, этот экран, сам фильм с правой стороны, и у вас есть еще поле видения как раз на 1,5 глаза, и прям скажем. Вот. Хорошо. Ну что ж, вот ты увидела технологию будущего, вам можно сказать, так что хорошего помаленьку. Надо стать developers, нужно учиться, Настя. И так же, как молодежи, вот я могу сказать, Саша, посмотри, пожалуйста, что ты увидишь, ну вот здесь. И здесь у нас, я так понимаю, есть телефонный звонок, поэтому мы возьмем телефонный звонок, возможно, и узнаем, что такое происходит. Еще что можешь сказать, Тимур? Ну, у меня было, конечно, тоже и другие очки. Я одевала в свое время в том плане, что других компаний. Поэтому разные технологии, можно много всего что придумать и по жизни, и для больных, и для здоровых. И, в общем-то...
Ну да, еще очень интересный момент, если ты фокусируешь взгляд вдаль, то, в принципе, фильм видно, но он не особо отвлекает. Если прямо на него, то видно вообще четко. И плюс, опять же, можно убрать дисплей вниз, и он абсолютно не будет мешать обзору. То есть, если сравнивать с Google Glass, то это, конечно, большой прорыв в лучшую сторону. То есть вам не надо куда-то там взгляд отводить, не надо, очень удобно.
Замечательно. И вот уже, как я уже сказала, что компания ищет developers, как и software, так и hardware. И такие очки для developers будут в продаже в июле за 900 евро. И у них есть sales office здесь, в Mountain View. Вы можете также связаться с нами или непосредственно с компанией Opt-Invent. Кейвен Мирза, и он уже давно занимается такими очками с 2008 года, когда Google Glasses, например, были только с 2010 года. И у него хорошая команда, в том числе PhD у нас здесь был, тоже выступал, Калет, который уже работает над оптической системой и очками более 30 лет.
Да, можно еще упомянуть, наверное, тот момент, что они на разработку потратили, ну, как бы, поскольку они entrepreneurs, и они вкладывают в эту душу, потратили достаточно небольшую сумму, то есть $2 миллиона, когда Google Glass стоит, ну, исчисляется миллионами, сотнями миллионов.
Да, то есть они не могли, так сказать, разбрасываться деньгами, поэтому на очень таком бюджете, маленьком бюджете, и верой, и надеждой они пытались продвинуться вперед и двигать свои идеи, и вот уже есть
готовы
что-то.
Почти.
Да, хорошо. Ну что ж, может быть, мы поставим музыкальную паузу сейчас. Что у нас есть для наших слушателей, чтобы мы могли сделать красивые...